CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk and you've been a bit under pressure and stuff. Just sort of how satisfying is a test performance like that with bad ankle?
No, huge. As you mentioned, yeah, obviously under a little bit of pressure with the bat, but the great thing about it is that nobody within the setup, mentioned it or spoke about it. Always got backing from everybody, which is always a great thing. And to answer critics in that way is always a special feeling, and long may it continue.
And just are you the type of guy that sort of put pressure on yourself as well? And sort of do you sometimes sort of worry from that perspective that you put maybe too much pressure on yourself?
Yeah, I think naturally most people sort of put that pressure on oneself. I'm no different. I pride myself on my performances, and especially from a South African point of view, you want to put in big performances for the team and contribute. So it's been a long time coming for me. I've always wanted to perform at this level, especially Test cricket, and it's great to put in a man of the match performance.
JP, what is it like being out in the field when Dale Steyn is really looking kind of angry and people are getting out? What's the feeling and the buzz?
Well, firstly, it's great to be on his side, but yeah, it's great to be a part of, and that's why many people feel that Test cricket is probably the best format around. I mean, to watch a spell of bowling like that is exceptional and just great to be a part of. No doubt that spell sort of fired everybody up, but it was just the collective unit from a bowling perspective. I mean, Vern's spell, Mora's from the other end as well. Everybody contributed, and that's always exciting to see.
Was there one wicket, where you just knew this was going to end tonight?
No, I think a lot of us were sort of worried about coming back tomorrow. As Biff mentioned, there was a little bit of suspect weather around. But I think it was just meant to be the way it ended, the last over of the game, or the day's play rather. It just makes for exciting Test cricket, and it's just great to be on the winning side.
JP, I know you've only implemented it very recently, but just tell us a bit about that Harbhajan arm, in the action, and do you feel already that it's sort of, changed a bit for the positive?
You guys probably don't know this, but it's actually something that I went back to. It's something I used a couple of years ago, and I always felt that my shape on the ball came out a lot better with that sort of action. And I just tried it a couple of days ago again, and it worked, and I just backed myself to do it in this test match, and it came out really well. And it's just a few tweaks here and there, and hopefully I can produce a lot more better results.
Just on that, so does your mindset change when you're the second spinner in the team, or when you're sort of the main spinner of the team going into a test match?
I think there is a little bit more pressure on you. Especially with us losing Wayne Parnell in the first innings, it was always going to be, in the fourth innings, it was a little bit there for the spinners. So there is a little bit of pressure on you to produce the goods. But I mean, if you have a bowling lineup as we do, the guys have produced, game in and game out. So it was just about holding up an end and hopefully taking a couple of wickets. And fortunately enough for me, I got the first one, and that got the ball rolling.
How are the ribs doing?
I'm not too sure. Left a big dent in the field, I see. But yeah, I was a bit worried first up. Couldn't breathe for about 5 seconds, but hopefully no damage done.
Is that the sort of thing that ordinarily you probably get a fair bit of treatment, but with the state of play and wanting to get through the wickets as quickly as possible, you shoot them away? Or?
No, look, as I mentioned, it was just like the initial part of it. I couldn't really breathe too well, and I thought something was drastically wrong. And once I got my breath back, I knew that I wasn't too bad. But I probably will have it checked out and just make sure that nothing's too bad. It's not too bad.